So I was really hoping to make a video about Atomic Heart and talk about the HDR settings and how great the HDR in the game is, or maybe if it needs improvement. I was really honestly looking forward to making a video like that because I enjoy making those types of videos for you guys. But unfortunately, I have to make this video where I'm basically expressing my disappointment in the fact that Atomic Heart, as well as some other more recent releases, don't support HDR. And I don't understand what the hangup is. I mean, we're in 2023 now. It should be a given that most games really need to support HDR. Now, I don't think games that are developed by a small team really should get a pass here because as we've seen in the past, smaller games have HDR support and sometimes it's really, really good. But I don't know, the past few games that have come out recently that I've been playing, High on Life, Deliver Us Mars, and now Atomic Heart, none of these have supported HDR. And none of them have been patched to include HDR. So if you're one of those people who are maybe thinking of waiting on playing any of those games that I mentioned or Atomic Heart, thinking that HDR will come out in a patch, well, I probably wouldn't hold my breath because it's a rare case where HDR is added in patches. It's not that it doesn't happen, it's very rare. But if you have an LG OLED, there's actually an option. It's a secret menu that you go into and you can actually activate fake HDR really simply. It's not a service menu tweak, so you're not voiding your warranty, you're not gonna break anything, so there's no worries about that. It's actually really simple to get in and do it. You just need your remote and you're pretty much set. That's all you need. I've used it on all of the games that I just mentioned, Deliver Us Mars, High on Life, and Atomic Heart, with great results. It's not perfect. It tends to over brighten the image sometimes, and it will wash out the image. Some of the colors will be a little bit washed out depending on the game. High on Life was one of those. But overall, it can add a lot more punch to the image than you're getting in SDR. And while it's not perfect, it can provide a really great fake HDR experience from my experience at least. So all you need is your LG remote. So you want to hold the gear icon on the remote to bring up the menu. And then what you want to do is highlight the picture mode selection. You don't want to select anything, you just want to highlight it. And then when you're on that, when that's highlighted, you'll see the white bar over the picture mode. Press 1113 111 on the remote. And this will bring up this menu. You'll see HDMI signaling override. And most of these settings we're not concerned about. The only one we want to look at is the EOTF. This is where the magic happens. So by default, it's set to auto and we're in SDR now. But if we go over one to the left, you'll see that it goes over to HLG gamma, and you'll see it change in the upper right-hand corner. It'll say HLG HDR. And now you're basically in HDR mode. And that's it. That is the hack. That's the little secret menu. It's that simple. So you can back out and now the game is in a fake HDR and it honestly looks pretty good. And to return to where you were, if you're okay, I'm done playing this game, I want to take it out of this fake HDR thing, well, you just do the same thing. You access the menu by holding the gear icon, you highlight the picture mode, you again press 1113 111 on the remote, and you're back into that menu, and then you go back to the EOTF and change it back to auto. But there's actually a slight little glitch sometimes. So what you end up needing to do is actually go one over to SDR gamma and then back to auto, and then that will kind of make things right. That's it. You back out of the menu and you're back to normal. It will trigger HDR for games that support it, and it will just stay in SDR for games that don't. And honestly, once you play with it for a while, even though it's fake HDR, it's not the same as having properly implemented HDR. It's a good workaround for games that don't support it, maybe older games that don't have HDR at all, but it does provide that extra punch. And for games that are kind of on the dimmer side, it really makes a difference. I mean, you could even see it if you're playing a game in this fake HDR mode and then go back to regular SDR. It's wow, it's a world of difference. You're like, why is everything so dim? So definitely check it out. I mean, it is free, like I said, doesn't really cost you anything to access. And yeah, let me know what you think of this hack or whatever you want to call it, the secret menu, down in the comments below. And I'm sorry if you have a Sony or Samsung or whatever. I don't have a way to know how to access that kind of stuff. I don't have those displays. So if you have a display like that and know of a secret menu hack similar to this for those displays, let me know in the comments down below. Could possibly help someone else out get more out of their display. So if you're interested in any of the HDR settings I've done for previous games like Hogwarts Legacy or Callisto Protocol, you can check it out right over here in the cards. Hopefully you find this helpful, and yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.